Assalamualaikum and hello Dr. Hartini. I hope you are in a good health and have an amazing day today. Today, I would like to present about the impact of COVID-19 on China economy. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Nadhirah binti AHMAD. My MATRIC number is 1200691 and I am from TMB2. To look more clear on what I'm gonna present today, I will start with the detail of my content video. First thing first, I will explain the introduction of the pandemic in general on how it will gonna affect the China economy. Secondly, we will go through to the impact of the outbreak of the economic growth. Thirdly, I will explain the positive impacts of the outbreak on different industries. And last but not least, we will look at the negative impacts of the outbreak on different industries. As people know, COVID-19 pandemic has started during early 2020. On that time, almost all people around the world are forced to stay at home and are not allowed to go outside even for works. Life changed drastically. Everyone has to work from home and study from home. Because of that is how China economy are going to change. There are two impacts of the pandemic on the economic growth. Now we will look at impact of the outbreak on the economic growth, which is in terms of consumption. In China, Spring Festival is one of the most important traditional events that must be celebrated every year. Spring Festival in China is one of the top consumption seasons. But unfortunately, the outbreak began before Spring Festival held. And the result is it leaves a big negative impact to the China consumption. During 2021, consumption of Spring Festival has dropped strictly, which is RMB 821 billion compared to in 2019, national retail achieved sales more than RMB 1 trillion. Not only that, tourism, catering, transportation are also affected worse. In 2019, consumption of China's GDP is 55.8%, but during 2020, consumption of China's GDP has dropped to 54.3%. Okay, next is in terms of import and export trade. Fortunately, even in pandemic phase, online shopping and online ordering remain relatively active, where it is not affected so much to import and export trade. In 2019, export trade of China's GDP is 18.469% and it rise slightly, which is only to 18.497% in year 2022. It is shown that in terms of import and export trade, it is not expressing huge negative effect to economic growth. Now, I will go further to positive impact of the outbreak on e-commerce. As everyone knows, majority people stay inside during pandemic. This new norm has driven up the demands for online shopping as nobody can go outside unless to buy needed things. Due to that, China online retail sales totaling 11,760.1 billion yuan in year 2020, which is increasing from 2019, that's only 10,632.4 in billion yuan. Another positive impact of the outbreak is on medical supplies and pharmaceuticals. Due to the outbreak, factories in China have been cranking out the needed goods and things to protect people from COVID-19, which is face masks, clothing, hand sanitizer, and others. Moreover, there is COVID-19 vaccine that was produced by China, namely Sinovac, which has been used in many countries, including Malaysia. All of this medical equipment and vaccine contribute a lot to China economy. The last positive impact of the outbreak is on online entertainment. Most people who are in lockdown spend most of their times on gadgets. And during early lockdown in year 2022, TikTok application that was launching by Chinese technology has been popular since that, and it's catch a lot of attention and attraction to people to install TikTok and use that during pandemic. In 2019, TikTok analyzes only 381 million users, but since the outbreak in 2020, TikTok analysis has been reaching up to 700 million users. Next, I will explain the negative impact of the outbreak on movies and entertainment. Every year in China, Spring Festival is a major target of movie business. Because of the pandemic COVID-19, the box office revenue in year 2022 is only 0.018 billion yuan compared to box office revenue in year 2019 that totaling to 5.9 billion yuan. Next, negative impact of the outbreak is on culture and tourism. In China, all public cultural service institutions, including galleries, cultural centers, libraries, and museums, have ceased to accept people. The theaters and cinema also have been temporarily closed to prevent from many people gathering at a closed place. Other than that, tourism sector also have been stopped from receiving visitors. Not only visitors from other countries, even visitors in the same country are forbidden from across from one state to another state. Due to that, travel and tourism industry's share of GDP in China in year 2020 is only 4.5% compared to in year 2019, which is badly different because in year 2019, travel and tourism in industry's share of GDP is 11.6%. Another negative impact of the outbreak is on transportation industry. Transportation industry is one of the industries that experience big loss and suffering a lot to survive because no one are needed to use transportation service during the outbreak due to MCO. Besides, travelers and tourists have to cancel all the holiday plans either in country or outside country. So, it is difficult for transportation industry to hold out and survive. It can be seen through revenue of China's Southern Airlines in year 2020, which is only 92.56 billion yuan in comparison to year 2019, where the revenue of China's Southern Airlines is 154.32 billion yuan. Last but not least, the negative impact of the outbreak is on manufacturing. Almost all the nature of business discontinued in manufacturing goods during early 2020. This is because most of the factories has been forced to close by the government to prevent the virus from widespread, and due to that, the factory needs to stop their production. Plus, even there are advanced technology used in factories, people are still not allowed to come to their workplace to monitor the production. That's all from me. I hope you are enjoying my video. Thank you, doctor.